Hello and welcome to the Mattniverse. Today we're going to further explore HiveSwap Friendsim. Now that chapter, or episode, chapter 5, volume, I completely missed it. But now that volume 5 is out, we can find out 2 more potential friends. One of them is very interesting with a name that we will probably not know because it's just a bunch of question marks. The other guy is just, he's kind of like a cool hipster kind of guy is what I saw. The previews were very interesting. I mean, they only give you 1 picture each. So you got to make kind of conclusions of your own from there, just to see kind of like what to do for their voice and stuff. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. Walking. You sure are doing a lot of that recently. Back on Earth, you never got near this amount of exercise. You're going to be so in shape when this is over. Provided you still have all your limbs attached and your bones uncrushed. You could probably come up with safer ways to travel a taxi or some sort of bus system, but you don't have any money and you can't read signs. Also, you're routinely covered in blood and bruises. So, walking it is. Tired as you are, your feet still carry you toward friendship. Here we are. So we got our unnamed person, don't really know, and then Zebra. Very interesting, kind of like a business-like man, kind of like our lawyer, but a bit more businessy, I believe. I don't remember what the lawyer even really looked like, but he looks more valet-ish, I suppose. But let's go with the person on the left, like usual. So our unknown person. Let's figure out how this is going to work. As usual, the streets are hopping, just bouncing around like an overactive bunny rabbit on Easter morning. Up ahead, an intersection of streets is some kind of night market. Well, every market on Alternia has a night market. As previously stated, you're broke, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit of window shopping. Who knows what kind of awesome stuff you'll find? You can learn a lot about a culture from their stores. You are so intent on thinking positive thoughts that you nearly at the market before you realize that quite a few people are coming towards you in the opposite direction. Some of them are running, actually, and screaming. Looks likely that something has gone down, violence-wise. It's not a stampede. You aren't in any danger of being trampled in the street. And the street is wide enough to just step aside and let the crowd pass by. Or it would be. There we are. You get a brief, furtive glimpse of a pair of focused yellow eyes under a low-pulled hood. Then a hand grabs yours so tightly the tips of your fingers go numb. With a rough yank, you are pulled into the flow of the crowd. The troll girl who has hold of you speaks quickly and quietly. So it is a girl. I kind of was wondering, but I wasn't too sure to make a real assumption on that one. You have to lean your head in close to hear. Where are you? We are on a date. You're my mate, Sprite. Or my Moril. Whatever you want. We're just a normal couple, out for a night in the town. We're gonna go catch a movie and get some soft-serve grub scream. You feel me? Wow. Okay. Play along and hold hands, freak out and let the purr beast out of the bag. Okay, we'll play along. Why not? Your heart beats so loud you can feel it in the back of your throat. You adjust your grip a little to make your hand easier to hold. In response, you get a squeeze, like she's thanking you. You match her pace. Jesus, a surprisingly difficult feat considering how short she is. Behind you, people are still shouting. What the heck happened back there? Someone died. You figured that, but that's not exactly rare for Alternia, is it? You've seen way more dead people here in the last couple days than you've seen throughout your entire life on your planet. You tell the troll girl you thought that was some kind of normal thing here. Normal? Sure. When lowbloods get killed, natural order of things, right? But with highbloods, it's different. Personally, I don't give a shit about the natural order. Doesn't matter what the job is, I'll take it. Oh. So a highblood is dead, and you are currently holding hands with the troll who did the dirty deed. She chose you to help her lay low, i.e., she made you her accomplice, i.e., you are now her friend. Helping someone carry out a cold-blooded murder is a super friendly thing to do. What had she called you? Her mate sprite? Mate Sprite? Yeah, I guess that's it. You aren't sure what that is, but it sounds great. You ask her what you should call her. My name's Polypa, I guess would be better. There's more reason to go throwing it around. Let's not talk at all. You want to point out that it won't look like a very convincing date if you're just walking in silence. But that would require talking, and she told you not to do that. A trio of those spiky robots go marching by, drones or whatever. Their big, ugly heads swivel back and forth, like they're looking for someone. Polypa doesn't say anything, and she keeps her eyes forward, but she goes as sharp as a laser, every muscle in her body tensing. Jeez. You feel it through her hand. Her fingers tighten on yours until the drones disappear into the crowd. She yanks you around the corner into a smaller alley connected to 2 roads. There's nothing here but a pothole and a couple dumpsters. Hold up a minute. Her hoodie has a symbol on the front of it. 2 overlapping gold ovals. Most trolls seem to have a symbol designating their blood color on them somewhere. This means she's a gold blood, right? Oh, so you actually do get to see her. Huh. Apparently the horns was a disguise too. Interesting. But then Popeye Gangsta's sweatshirt over her head, and underneath she's wearing a tank top embezzled with a symbol in olive green. It looks a little like a cat. It's pretty cute. She tosses the sweatshirt into the nearest dumpster and kicks a button on the side. A whoosh, accompanied by a sulfury stink of immolation. Note to self, don't go dumpster diving in Alternia. Polypa grabs your hand again as you head back onto the street. With her other hand, she works the tie out of her hair, shaking out out of its ponytail, letting it fall in thick, sweaty clumps against her neck. Okay. Next, she reaches up and takes part of her right horn off. Wait, no. It was a little bit of a veneer, an artificial bit to cover up a notch in a shitten. What are all these random wardrobe changes about? You wonder until you actually begin to listen to some of the conversations happening around you and check out the big billboard-sized screens mounted on roofs every few blocks. Seems like a rumor mill is already going hard. Apparently a well-respected Violet Blood is dead. Killed in public in full view of witnesses by a gold blood girl with a ponytail. Wow, you are really dealing with a professional here. I need to find somewhere to lay low until the heat turns down. I mean, we both do, since you're my associate now. I had a contact waiting, but I don't know what happened to her. It's possible she got spooked. Got any ideas for likely hideouts? I'm not from around here. You wonder what in the world made her think of you, have any idea what's going on, ever. She keeps giving you sharp looks as if she is gradually catching on to who she just had chosen to recruit. You want her to understand that no matter how busted you look, you are an amazing friend and co-conspirator. Well, here's your chance. What do you propose? Hide out one of these apartment buildings, catch a movie, and get some soft-serve grub scream. I'm gonna go with the hideout first. That's a possibility. Most of the hive stems around here are cheap rentals. Burgundy or bronze at the most. I could take them, no problem. I mean, I could take anyone. Some jobs just require a little more forethought. You kind of meant finding an empty unit, or maybe skulking in the foyer or alien Starbucks. But you don't want to tell her, your cool new friend, how to do her job. And there you go again, jumping the gun and claiming friends you don't have the right to. But she did choose you. Though at this point she may be wishing she'd grabbed some other random stranger's hand. Well, pick one. This is your idea. Oh jeez. You seriously don't need this kind of responsibility in your life. Nothing good will come from letting you be in charge, but you also don't want her to think you are useless. You just kind of wish she'd tell you what to do and leave it at that. You pick a tall purple building at random. How about that one? Sure, I guess. You enter what just seems to be a standard shabby apartment building, climbing the lobby steps up to a hallway lined with doors. This could be an apartment on Earth, but instead of letters on the nameplates, there's those colorful symbols. They remind you a little of zodiac signs. Huh, weird. Anyway, all the ones here are red and brown, like Polypa predicted. She listens on a couple of doors before finally sitting on one with a red symbol. You wait for her to pull out a lockpick or high-tech paraphernalia, or even just a pin from her hair. Instead, she takes a step back and delivers 2 sharp kicks just above the knob. What? I'm not the goddamn super. Okay. You assure her you are absolutely not judging that she's running with this operation. You don't think you'd ever meet a mercenary before. Unless you could count a guy who tried to hit you up for cash when you were injured. Or a little girl who drained your blood for paints. Or the boar constantly on the prowl for delicious meats. Yeah. The apartment is dingy, small, and smells like old pizza. Good news! Not that it smells bad, just the fact that there's pizza here. You don't think you could live on the planet that didn't have pizza. That's just beyond the pale. You try to shut the busted door as well as you can. Polypa plunks herself down on the couch and pulls out her phone, or what had Skyla called it? A palm husk? She pulls out her palm husk and proceeds to ignore you. That's okay. It's important for friends to give each other space. You take the opportunity to poke around the apartment you're currently illegally occupying, just generally being a nosy piece of shit. Whoever lives here is a real slob. Dishes are piled high in the sink and the windows are so dirty you can barely see out of them. Something sticky and red blood stains half the corner. It might be blood, but it also might be Kool-Aid. Really? Fuck. God damn it. Shitting fuck breath. That's a weird thing to say. Something appears to have gone wrong. Pipa is still on the couch, hunched over with her palm husk held close to her face. She types with her knuckles. You've noticed a lot of trolls do that. Probably because of their claws. Makes sense. It's all over Chitter. Everyone's talking about it. My contact. They got her. She's been cold. Her voice is flat. Her eyes expressionless. She lets her palm husk slip from her fingers into her lap. You stand next to the couch like an asshole. Okay. You don't know what to say, and you doubt Polypa is the hugging type, but you really can't stand her looking so dejected. Before you start pitying me, don't. I barely knew her. It's not like we were in a quadrant or anything. It was just business. You sit down on the other end of the couch, tipping your head and raising your eyebrows to show her you are very ready to listen and learn and commiserate, I guess? Polypa wraps her arms around her knees. Most pros work with a partner. It's a lot easier when you have someone you trust to watch your back. It's usually quadrant partners who work together. There's one particularly famous olive and gold-blood duo. I've lost plenty of jobs to them. But I've never found anyone that I trust enough to make into my partner beyond just a random one-off. Killing a sea dweller is no joke. It's almost totally impossible. Does that mean the guy back in the town square isn't actually dead? Polypa looks affronted at the very thought. Excuse me? No. It just means I had to get a very expensive knife and coat it in very expensive poison and stab it exactly in the right place. The motherfucker is dead. There's no doubt about that. I don't leave jobs half done. High caste jobs? Yeah. High caste jobs are my specialty. Most people are too afraid to take jobs higher than teal. Oh, I guess they go with colors on this one. Okay. Me? I don't care. Low blood, high blood. If you've got the cash, I'll do the job. If I did have a partner, it would make things a lot easier. I'll admit that much. You cough lightly into a closed fist. Okay. What's this? Something caught in your throat, perhaps? Could it be a steady hand of fate reaching a finger down and testing your gag reflex? That's just weird. You murmur, delicately, that sometimes destiny steers you in a direction you never thought you'd go. Maybe, just maybe, it has steered her to you. That's forward for sure, but you're pretty much an old hand at this by now, right? Polypa snorts. It's a little watery. She isn't crying, is she? No way. Not a tough assassin like her. You're imagining it. You? No offense, but I only grabbed you because you look so weird, and I figured you wanted to avoid the drones even more than I do. You don't actually blend in. Exactly. Close enough. You can't argue with her logic, but a soreness starts in your throat now at the realization that Polypa had not chosen you for your obvious trustworthiness and friendship potential, but rather because you look like a goddamn disaster. Fair. A very fair assessment. Whatever. You can get past that. God knows you've gotten past worse. Like attempted murder. As a good friend recently said, you gotta break a few cluck beast embryos to make a grublet. That was Skylar, wasn't it? I think? She's considering you now, more thoughtful than before. Well, I guess beggars can't exactly be choosers. But you have to remember. But whatever you have to remember, you aren't destined to find out. That fate-fingered reaches down further and chokes you. Keys jingle outside the apartment, before whoever is out there catches sight of the busted door. What the hell? You and Polypa lock eyes. Oh shit. A quick flash of silver and suddenly a knife appears in Polypa's hands. Where did it even come from? Outside in the hall, someone is swearing. The broken door falls inward. And before it is all the way open, Polypa is up and over the couch, launching herself at the intruders. Shit, wait. You are the intruders. And this is what you were afraid of. You are about to watch your new friend kill some poor low-blood troll. This is such a terrible idea. Yeah. Too bad there's no way to go back in time and make your choices all over again. Yeah, that would be rad. You wish life was like that. A short, stout little guy with a red symbol on his shirt comes through, but right behind him is a troll so tall he has to duck down to get through the door. Oh, hell no. The giant troll catches Polypa with one hand. He's got big ram-like horns and a curly purple symbol on his shirt. His face is painted in lines of black and white, makeup designed to make his face look like a skull. Okay, look babe, look at those tiny Wrangler thieves. Polypa races with his hand, in his grip, clawing at him like an angry cat. He hangs on, giving her a shake. Shit, you have to do something. But what? If you get in that purple guy's reach, you are absolutely going to be killed. You try to move your feet, but your survival instincts are kicking in and you are rooted to the spot. You can't do anything. You are useless. You don't even know what happened to Polypa's knife. God, you wish you had some self-defense classes back on Earth. The High Blood gives Polypa a wide smile and tosses her across the room like he's lobbing a dodgeball. She lands on her back, rolls to her feet, and bolts for the window. Of course you would have a High Blood mate sprite. The High Blood turns to you and sticks out a big gray tongue, and wow, suddenly you can move your feet again. You throw yourself out the window after Polypa. You are only one floor up, but that's one floor more than you would like to be falling out of a building. At least we made it out. Your fall is broken by Polypa. Oh, well, great job, you landed on her. Meaning you get a collection of bony elbows and knees applied to your gut. She bares her teeth at you. Get off, idiot. They're definitely going to call the drones. We've got to run. You roll your big floppy body off her and hustle to get up as she peels off down the street. You throw one last glance over your shoulder to see the two guys hanging out the window. The High Blood waves lazily. Polypa starts out strong, but pretty soon she is limping and leaning over on your shoulder. A jagged piece of glass is wedged in her calf muscle. You lean down to get a closer look. You're no doctor, but recently you become an expert in acute injuries. What the hell? Stop! You want me to leave a blood trail? We need to split up, now that we've been seen together. Your heart sinks all the way to your aching feet. God, you've been so sure you had this one on lock. You mentioned, half mumbling to yourself, that maybe it would be better if you stayed together. Safety in numbers and all that. Oh yeah? Maybe safety for you. This was a terrible idea. I can't believe I ever trusted that someone could have my back. Yeah, let's do another of your amazing plans. Sounds great. She leaves you at an intersection of streets. Even though she is no longer leaning on you, you nevertheless feel a heaviness settle inside you. Philosophically, a deep fatigue so intense you want to curl up on the ground. So you do. Aww. Oh, well, she left the blood trail anyways. So sad. But eventually it was going to happen, I suppose. One way or another. But now I know who it is. And I guess the question marks are gone now, because now I know who she is. Yep. Polypa Gangsta. No more question marks. Well, that didn't last very long. So, let's try the freak out. You stop abruptly and someone smacks into you from behind. You go down hard, your hand ripped away from the girl. She gives you a fierce glower of disappointment. Fine, just more people letting me down. I'll deal with this on my own. I've done it before. She takes a running leap for the alley wall, scampering up and onto a roof like a squirrel up a tree. You are left looking down at the smug of violet blood she left on your palm. An emptiness fills you at the thought of friendship that could have been in only if you'd kept your chill. Well, that was fast. Cap of, what? I don't even know what the heck that means. Eye cap of unfaith? Or it just says cap and there's just a weird L there for no reason. I have no idea. Le cap? I don't know. But let's see if we can get Polypo some friendship. There's only one other choice to make, so apparently we're gonna go get some ice cream. That's the choice I'm going with, apparently. Play along. Yeah, catch a movie. Polypo's mouth twitches. It could just be a muscle spasm, but you like to think that it's a smile of approval and burgeoning camaraderie. Yeah, I guess we could. That's what people do on dates, right? It's been a while. I haven't seen a movie in forever. Let's do it. She squeezes your hand. You would have thought holding hands for so long would get all sweaty and uncomfortable. You were certainly nervous enough, but her skin is surprisingly cool. With a couple of exceptions, all of your new friends have been literally cold-blooded, also metaphorically for a few of them. But you aren't going to judge them for their lifestyle choices. That isn't your place as a friend. Regardless, your point is it's kind of nice holding hands even if it is under completely false murder pretenses. Come on, there's probably a theater in there. Makes sense. You aren't from around here and you don't think Polypo is either. But you can always recognize a mall when you see one. Stores and escalators and fountains full of slimy mall water that's probably been here for years. The biggest difference between this and an Earth Mall is that there doesn't seem to be anyone working at any of these stores. Everything is automated. That, and that the top floors appear to be reserved for high bloods. Polypo is still holding onto your hand. Gosh, it's like you really are on a real date. This is very, very friendly. As far as you know, you have never been on a date with an assassin before. You can't read the show times and descriptions and don't have any money, but Polypo chooses the movie and pays for you both. She tosses a couple of coins into a slot and the machine spits out 2 tickets. You don't see any soft-serve grub scream, but you are a little too queasy from mingled nerves and excitement currently to deal with anything called grub scream. You do, however, stop for a bag of buttery exploded kernels at the concession stand. Sounds good, I'd take some popcorn too. Always need popcorn when you watch a movie. The theater you follow Polypo into isn't crowded, but you still feel every pair of eyes settling on you as you walk up the steps. Your heart pounds and sweat slides down the back of your neck. You are just positive everyone can see right through this deeply controversial cross-species matchup you're going here. Get it? Got, good, yeah, Jeez. Even worse, Polypo takes a seat weirdly close to the other group in here. Man, awkward. The movie starts playing. Apparently, in Alternia, there aren't any trailers before movies. Kind of a bummer. If you're going to be stuck here with, want to know what hot new summer blockbusters you're looking forward to. Surprisingly, the movie turns out to be a romantic comedy. You expected Polypo to choose a thriller or horror movie. From what you can glean on the plot, it's about a beautiful young Jade Blood who gets involved with a visiting Blue Blood and their servant, a big bumbling bronze. The portrayal of Low Blood strikes you as vaguely offensive. They grunt and fall down a lot. The caverns look a lot fancier than you remember from the time you hung out with Branya. Just a lot bigger and more glittery. The main character spends a lot of time pulling a jeweled comb through her luscious hair. Or lustrous. Close enough. The dialogue is kind of incoherent, and you don't just think it's because you are unfamiliar with the cultural context. It also doesn't help that Polypo keeps up a running commentary throughout. The ban on conversation has apparently been lifted. Ugh. I can't believe they added in the mistaken identity storyline. So unnecessary. Also, Black Rom is so boring in comedies. There's just no punch to it. I can't believe how bad this is. I don't remember the book being this garbage, but I read it a long time ago. My taste may have just been worse back then. You are looking at her in a whole new light. She shrugs, possibly in low self-conscious. What, you think I've been an assassin since I pupated? I used to have a blog, for relationship advice, and stuff like that. Of course, I was just messing around. I didn't know anything, beyond what I've read online. Two characters are kissing on screen. You have no idea who they are. You are way more interested in the fact that Polypus decided to tell you a life story in the back of a movie theater. A deep blue light from a scene in the brooding caverns washes over her, making her look noble and sad. You were entranced. It didn't last, though. I doubt it had anything to do with my blog, but a few sweeps ago, a group of kids broke into my hive. I think they were high, maybe on soper. Whatever, they stole a bunch of my shit, killed my Lucis, and some little psionic freak broke both my legs with his brain. Whoa, okay. Just because he thought it would be funny. You're riveted. You have a bit of a tragic backstory yourself, but nothing this dramatic. Polypa picks through the buttery exploded kernels with a delicate claw. I was trapped in my hive. I would have starved to death if I hadn't been for a teal who lived in my neighborhood. Just some little idiot who ran around on an Eastern Alternian replica sword. Who ran around, I guess. Challenging purbeasts to duels. Teal bloods are pedantic bulge lords. Ugh, can't say that word for some reason. But they care about justice, and these kids had attacked me for no reason. I didn't break any laws. Anyway, that's why I'm equal opportunity for how I take jobs. Low blood, high blood, everyone is scum. One of the kids in the row ahead of you turns around to tell Polypa that if she and her morale want to get all nasty and pale, maybe you should get a room. Polypa kicks the back of her chair and tells her maybe she should mind her own business. The girl looks about ready to jump over the back of her seat, but the guy next to her pats her firmly on the cheek. Almost a slow-motion slap, firm and intense with plenty of uncomfortably intimate eye contact. Okay. The girl settles down after that, and everyone goes back to watching the movie. Creepy, but okay. The rest of it goes by with your head spinning and your heart in your throat. You are glad Polypa trusts you enough to share her past, but you are nervous about her talking about it in public. Wasn't the whole point of coming to the movie to lay low? Think about it. When that girl sees the description and the alert, she's not going to be thinking about the nosy olive blood getting all conciliatory. Oh boy. In public. That's some word I don't know. It's way safer than skulking around. Believe me. Gosh, Polypa really is an expert. You are so glad you got on this day. You got to go on this date with her, even if it was mostly fake. As soon as you are out of the street, Polypa pulls out her phone slowly. Her face falls. Fuck, that little nuke clicker, I guess? I thought she bailed on me, but according to Chitter, she's dead. They got her. Damn it. I told her to be careful. Her sadness is quickly turned to rage, vibrating off her in frantic waves. Her voice gets louder, too, and people are starting to look your way. Heckling in a theater is one thing, shouting at a phone about murder is another. This is going south fast. You've got to calm her down. Deploy Shushpap? What the heck is that? For lack of a better plan, you copy what you saw that troll inside do to his angry date. You press your hand firmly to her cheek. To your intense shock, she blushes, a deep olive green in her eyes slip closed. She leans into your touch as if she has drawn comfort from this little tiny gesture. Then she blinks and pulls away. Listen, I'm technically on the clock right now. Let's be professional. She bites her lip, hesitating, then she reaches up and repeats the gesture on your face. An unbelievable warmth fills you. Could it be the warmth of friendship? You're a weird-looking double-horned amputee. with very few social skills, terrible survival instincts, and both short-term and long-term memory loss. But you're alright. If you ever want to earn a little cash, I could use a partner I can depend on. Is it raining? No, those are just tears in your eyes, tears of gratitude. Okay, don't get too choked up, you're definitely just going to be bait. You assure Polypo that, due to your general ineptitude, you wouldn't want it any other way. Aww. That's cute. I like that one. That was a good ending. Very cute. Oh man. That actually wasn't too bad though. It went through pretty quick though. I know, it took like 30 minutes. Usually it takes around 40, sometimes close to 50, but that was a lot shorter. I don't think I missed anything. Usually some other ways though kind of take a bit longer, like I pushed her away, you know, freaking out. That one actually didn't take that long. But I've done both ways, or all 4 ways rather. But that was actually pretty cool though. But once you learn the mysterious person's name, it's there forever. I guess you just always know who it is. Ah well. But the next one's the guy in the, you know, the vest and with the bow tie, and we gotta figure out what he does. I didn't even think it would be a girl, but surprises. Even though she was kind of an assassin. Very interesting. But I like how this game turns out. There's still more volumes, because apparently there's another one locked after this one. There's a lot to go with. I don't know how far they're planning on going either. But I'm definitely enjoying all of it, so... Thank you for joining me for this adventure. I'll see you guys for the next adventure. Bye.